Hi people, I'm working on a 2011 Holden Cruze, or as you may know them in your country, a Chevrolet Cruze. Now this particular one is fitted with the 6-speed transmission. It's a 6T40 box. Now it's continuing to go into limp mode. The fault that keeps coming up is a P0723, which refers to the output speed sensor. The output speed sensor on these boxes is located internally, so the boxes will need to be opened up in order to replace that sensor. Now obviously I've removed the radiator and a few other things in front of the transmission here, just so I've got a little bit of access. The transmission fluid has already been drained and we just need to remove the front cover before we can start. The first thing to remove is the bolts that secure the transmission control module in place. I've just left one bolt in place while I'm working still around it, just so that the transmission control module doesn't drop out of the way. I'm also removing the spring that just holds the shift selector in its correct location, as that can sometimes get in the way and the transmission control module can get caught on it. Now that bottom plug there, the yellow one, that's known as the input speed sensor wiring. And on the top left here we have the output speed sensor wiring. That's the end of the wiring limb that connects to the sensor that we want to replace. And this next one here is the wiring for the shift selector. They all need to be unplugged before we can remove the transmission control module. With the last bolt coming out of the transmission control module, you can now grab it and pull it free from the transmission and lift it up and out of the way. Also note there's a small plastic support bracket. You'll need to make sure you grab that now, as it'll get in the way when we're taking the valve body off. Now on the left hand side here there's some plastic piping. They call it the thermostatic fluid control. There's a little mechanical thermostat in the bottom of this, and it just ensures that the fluid is moving around the transmission box in the correct way as it heats up. So make sure that's pulled out of the way. Now you can start removing the bolts for the valve body. With all the bolts removed from the valve body, you can now remove this from the transmission. Be aware that there is a separator plate or a gasket between this and the transmission. Now it should stay on a set of dowels, but it can slip out, so make sure you grab it so you can see its correct location. Here it is here, still just sitting in place, and just popping it off the dowels allows that to be removed. Also note at this point there's a fair bit of transmission fluid still draining out of the transmission as we're opening it up further. Now with all those components removed, this is the first time we can actually see the output speed sensor. It's held into location with a small bolt, and once this bolt is removed, the speed sensor can just be withdrawn from the transmission. Now you can see already that the sheathing and the wiring of this sensor has degraded, so the sensor itself is probably okay, but the wiring has obviously seen better days and has been affected by the heat of the transmission. Here is the new sensor compared to the old sensor. Obviously you can see a lot of that sheathing has degraded, and I guess it's in the bottom of the transmission box, so a good flush of that fluid will make sure that all those little pieces of plastic come on out. So the new speed sensor just slides into location, and then it's just secured with that one small bolt that holds it in place. Now that the new speed sensor has been installed, it's now a matter of putting all the components back together. One of the very important things you need to do here is make sure that wiring isn't pinched underneath the valve body as you put it back down. There is a small slot for it to fit into, so just kind of push the wiring into that slot and make sure it stays in its correct location while you fit onto the separator plate onto some dowels there. Just make sure that wiring doesn't pop out of where it's supposed to be, because you don't want it to get pinched between this valve body and the transmission casing. Next step is to install the valve body. Be careful again that you're not pinching any of that wiring in between the valve body and the transmission casing. Now at the top left of this valve body you also need to make sure that valve aligns with the little pin on the selector so that the transmission can actually go through the range of gears. If you fail to line those things up, the transmission won't be able to go into gear later on. So make sure that that's lined up and that no wiring is pinched before you tighten down that valve body. Make sure as you do tighten it down that you do it in a bit of a crisscross or alternate sequence, just so you're not over pressurizing any of the components. Now the next step is the thermostatic fluid control piping. Now it just clips in on the left hand side here. Just note where I'm pushing it in on the bottom left of your screen there, how I've got that sitting there, it's not quite located incorrectly, and later on that did cause a bit of an issue for me. So make sure you give it a good wiggle around and that it locates in to its correct position. There's also a little tag on there that holds the output speed sensor wiring. Also, that little plastic spacer will need to be put on before you can fit the transmission control module. Now the transmission control module again just sits on that face, and again I put a few bolts in just loosely in place and then started connecting all the wiring. I just wanted to make sure that the wiring wasn't pinched or positioned in such a way that it was too short to be plugged in. The next step, I fitted the selector spring here. Now this can be a little bit difficult to refit, as you have to put a fair bit of tension on that spring. So make sure that it is fitted correctly, and I'd suggest just manually moving the gear shift just a few times just so that you can see that spring in action. Now the bolts that go back on to secure the transmission control module, again as you do these up, I would do it in a alternate sequence just so that you're not putting undue strain on the transmission control module as you fit it to the transmission. Okay, now after all the bolts are done for the transmission control module, just double check that you've got all the wiring plugged in, including that little yellow clip down the bottom. And it's time now to put the front cover back on. I would suggest new gaskets, just so you don't have a leak when you put it back together. Obviously you're going to have to top up the transmission and restore all the other components in place before you can test this out. Hey, now thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below.